Oh no, the favorite buggy, Beta getting passed by Conquest and pushing in a suit. Easily favorite buggy memory.
Yeah, that was pretty epic to stand up on the top of the hill and watch that happen.
I was hill 3, and I go out to the bottom of the hill, and the Beta pusher is literally, in very little way, volumetrically twice my size. He's got a good 6 inches off me, on me. His arms are as big as my legs, and his legs are as big as my torso. And he gets bigger every time I tell a story.
And basically, we expected him to like start at the bottom of the hill,
and blow past,
and Paul would still be standing there like
yeah.
3, 4, 5 seconds.
It's important that the Beta hadn't done buggy in years, right? And so we had no idea how bad they would be. Sorry, Beta. But they go down the course and they beat the crap out of us on the way up the hill. I mean, I didn't see it because I was down the bottom of the hill, but
I mean, it was a fairly substantial lead.
Yeah, a couple seconds. A number of seconds. But anyway, and so I'm sitting there and I see a problem child come around the corner. I'm like, okay. And then it's going real slow. And I'm like, Conquest passed it. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
It's like, wait, we're in the lead. That doesn't happen.
And so I start pushing up the hill. And I obviously don't look back, so focus. By the time I turn around, we're basically neck and neck at the top of the hill. And I'm just like, how did that happen? Anyway.
Yeah, we all, like, we're standing, all the mechanics who weren't pushing, we're standing up at the top of the hill, and they had the big Jumbotron set up. Jumbotron. And
it's code.
And, like, we see the push off, and we're like, okay, well, we're pretty sure our buggy is a little bit better, but we're not going to make up much time. And then we like, Conquest is going really fast. Beta's not. They're getting really close. She's going to pass. She's going to pass soon. She's going to completely obliterate them.
She passed, like, by the first transition flag.
She passed at the first transition flag.
Their wheels must have been like this. But yeah, it was awesome. Because, like, we were actually the slowest team in buggy that year. And to completely blow by a team that everyone thought would make second day was awesome.
Mm-hmm. And to do it in suits.
Yeah.
Icing on
the cake. That was the best bit.
I believe we got several new recruits because we ran last year in suits.
Yes.
Yep.
I think this is an important tradition that needs to continue. Yeah.
The night before design competition 2 years ago. I'm sorry, not the night before. It was Tuesday. Design competition is the Thursday of Carnival. And on Tuesday, our head mechanic says, let's repaint Mirage. Okay. So we started sanding the paint off of Mirage. Mirage is a retired buggy, by the way. And we spend 2 days sanding, so now it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday night, actually. And we have the primer on. And it's not just Wednesday night, mind you. It is Wednesday night. It's midnight on Wednesday. Design competition's at 10 o'clock the next morning. Our buggy has to be there, and it has to be in racing form. And we get the primer coat on, and someone walks out of the other room in the garage and goes, where's the paint? We're like, on the shelf. There's no more blue paint. There's no more paint enough to cover Mirage. Nuts. Make a phone call to the only person in the organization who has a car, who wasn't particularly keen on being awake at 1 o'clock in the morning, but he and I go to not 1, not 2, but 3 Walmarts, pick up 8 cans of spray paint, get carted, because who the hell picks up 8 cans of spray paint wearing nasty clothes at 1 o'clock in the morning, drive back, paint the buggy. Pretty sure we got high on paint fumes. The head mechanic and I walked out around 4 a.m. to the parking lot where everybody's constructing their booth. I feel like, oh, those are shiny colors. Erin Gans was higher than a kite, and we had to send her home for when she did primer painting, and we had 2 new mechanics who stayed up all night with us. We had to send another new mechanic home who wanted to stay up all night. We're like, no, you have to have some sleep in you before design comp. And we were getting frantic phone calls starting from 9:15 from Aaron, who was at Design Comp waiting for us. Are you done yet? Are you done yet? We're almost done. We're putting on clear coat. 45 minutes before Design Comp. The buggy was still tacky as the boys put her on her shoulder and running out the door. But oh wait, we had forgotten to put reflective tape on the back of Mirage. So like, one of them comes running out, slaps reflective tape on her. We're like, all right, we're good to go. We got her to design competition in about 9:57, and Aaron had a heart attack, and
My life got shorter by like 5 days.
oh, but it was great. That was the type of thing where you look back and you call up everybody who was involved. You're just like, remember that time?
Anytime anyone but the mechanics were cooking the pancakes or the bacon in the morning, it just turned out to be a huge disaster. I think the best one was it? No, it wasn't truck weekend. It was the weekend before truck weekend, I'm pretty sure, at Rolls. And one of our pushers, Defran, was making pancakes. And he is well known to be the worst pancake maker on our team ever. For some reason, we still let him to make pancakes. And we had chocolate chips, so we wanted to make chocolate chip pancakes. So we had the batter and the chocolate chips. Unfortunately, we didn't have any water. We just had like the powder at that point. But we had hot water for just hot chocolate or any sort of hot drink. So we put chocolate chips into the powder mix, and then we just took some of the hot water, poured it in there. However, the hot water melted all of the chocolate. So we just had this big bowl of brown goo that wouldn't cook because it turned so thick from the melted chocolate that we just had like, I don't even know what they were. They're like brown cakes. They were disgusting. It was pretty bad. But that's definitely one of the top memories, I would say. There's a ton of them. Like if this went on forever, I could probably think of a ton more. That's the one in my mind.
Experience. I think my favorite experience of Buggy was my first day of rolling. I'd never been through the chute, and I was going down with another driver, Emma, who had also never been in a chute before, and the two of us are going down, and she's ahead of me in the free roll, and I'm not quite sure what happened, but there was supposed to be a lot of space between us, and there wasn't, so we ended up going through the chute in the same time, and I passed her in the chute, and I had no clue what I was doing, because I didn't even know if it was a good thing that I passed her. So I was completely freaked out. It was just kind of a natural reaction, like, oh, there's another buggy, better swerve. But then it was just like, oh my god, I just did that. And so that was really fun. It was definitely, like, the best way to start buggy ever. It was.
Okay, because people were screaming in the follow comment.
I know. I did not say that it was a good experience for the people watching, but for me, it was because I can look back on that and be like, wow, you know, my first time ever with Buggy, and it was just more nerve-wracking than anything, but I didn't, if I was in the same position now of running into another buggy in a chute, I would be really freaked out, because I understand sort of how dangerous it is and also like what can happen, but I didn't realize what it was. I was just kind of doing what I'd been told to do, and so I had nothing to compare it to. So I was like, wow, this is what it is. This is awesome.
My friend Tom's worst weekend, because that Friday his girlfriend broke up with him and he failed a test, right? And they were out on free rolls, and we had 3 buggies, and every single buggy wrecked, right? So Genesis, I think it was DTD, was trying to pass us. This is the buggy where the girls, we taped her legs to the push bar,
Okay.
right? So yeah, DTD tried to pass and clipped our buggy, and that buggy flipped up and over. And you know, our girl would like to push, like, and her legs are outside the push bar. She's like, I heard a bump. It was a really overbuilt buggy. So that one. So we had that one wrecked, and then Sting, which was the buggy that I ended up winning with in '87. This must have been '87. I don't know. Anyway, Sting bent. It was the first time we had it on free. First time we took it out to free rolls, and it was really underbuilt, and it bent. It just, and like, okay, that's not good. And then the last buggy was Alon, and Alon, we managed to screw up. The other thing we also try to tell stories of how we really screwed up all the time because, unfortunately, I think for a lot of the students in Spirit now, sometimes they look at what we did and like, how could you do this? And it was amazing, and you guys were always great and always made right decisions. Like, no. We made lots of mistakes and we learned from them. But we screwed up the whole windshield cutout, and somehow we got through Capes. I don't know how we got through Cape, because literally Shauna Trunk could not see out of the buggy, right? And so she misses the flag, and she goes, whatever that, the misses goes, somehow manages to go through the barriers down the bridge, and then hit the curb, these Pittsburgh curbs, right? Slammed into the curb, shattered the buggy, just shattered it. It was a space frame. It was epoxied, again, another bad idea. But yeah, so that was it was Tom's worst day. And I don't know, what do you kind of learn? Well, one thing we learned is, you screw up, but you got to get through it, and you got to, adversity, and dealing with adversity is a big part of Buggy. And Tom tells me, that day, so he's still all discouraged, and he comes down to the Buggy room, and I have a lawn all open up, and, I'm scraping it back together. I'm like, okay, I think I can rebuild this thing, right, And he's like, all right then. Okay, so he sat down, started to help me, and then it was going to be okay again. So there's a story for you.
I did hit a squirrel twice. I like to say I started a trend because after that, maybe drivers just weren't admitting it before, but I did hit a squirrel once, and it was terrifying because when you're 3 inches off the ground, squirrels are gigantic. And, I'm coming around the bend before the stop sign on the course. I see the squirrel, and I think, oh, he's going to be terrified of me, like it's some weird small car thing, so he'll move. No, he just parked himself right there. I could have swerved, and I almost did, but I didn't know where he was going to go. I didn't want to deter from my line, and it was really loud, off the Lexan windscreen there. You just sort of it's really loud squeak and thud, and just like flew off, and then I think I screamed for the rest of the way down the course, and I got to the finish line, and one of my best friends was pushing at the time, and I saw his feet, because you just recognize people by their feet when you're in the buggy, and I called his name, and he bent down thinking oh my god, something happened to our driver, and he's like, what's wrong, and I was like, I hit a squirrel, and he was like, you hit a squirrel, and then just I heard everyone burst out laughing, and I was so embarrassed. And then I think 2 weeks later, 2 of my newest drivers were like, yeah, we hit that squirrel. Is it the same one? I hope so. I hope I didn't kill him. So, I hit a squirrel.
Definitely, when you see a buggy going down, the free roll on race day, and you can see the mechanics, the look in their eyes, I just honestly feel like they get, a sense of pride in watching, their creations, speed off down the hill at 30 miles an hour. And, as soon as that buggy makes, the turn into the chute, safely, you can tell, just the sigh of relief on, the faces of the chairmans. And I think it's the fact that they put all that work in and you can really see their results, pay off, is really what makes Buggy special. It's not just a competition that you go out and, one weekend and, oh, we're going to win this, let's train for, a couple of days and we're ready to go. Or, something you can read the rules, within a day and be like, all right, I'm ready to, make a Buggy team. It's something that you have to put a lot of preparation into, a lot of dedication, have people, beside you who feel the exact same way about Buggy as you do. And when you see that all come, culminate in, finishing, in the top 3 or something, that's really, a rush that I think every chairman out there and every person involved in Buggy is looking for, and something that's truly special that I honestly don't think that there's any other activity at any other school that, sees the dedication that, these people actually put into Buggy pay off like it does here.